Hello, and welcome back to the Beautifully Aligned podcast, the podcast for the woman who wants to live her most beautifully aligned life. We chat all things mindset, wellness, style, living your very best life on this podcast. And I am your host, Lynn Ford, certified professional life coach. And today we're talking style, which is one of my favorite topics. If you are new to following me, I actually began my journey online. I had a fashion blog and I had pictures of my outfits taken. I talked all about fashion. And then that was about 12 years ago. I have always been so passionate about all things style and beauty. And so style and beauty is absolutely a part of this podcast and my brand and how I work with my clients as well. It's kind of like where mindset and self-development meets style. That's how I would best describe what I do. So anyway, I had this blog because I was always passionate about style and clothing and dressing up. My blog was called, or is called, I still have it. I need to be better about updating it because it is such a hobby. It's so fun for me, but it's called All Gussied Up. You can visit it if you want. It's allgussiedup.co. And that name, All Gussied Up, came from my dad, who would always say, "What are you all gussied up for?" And he said that to me mostly when I was in high school. He still says it to me now sometimes. Totally different mindset from him around style. But for me, I love getting all gussied up. I love the glam life. I love sparkles, all things pink. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm wearing a pink sweater today. So I love style. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. Specifically enclothed cognition, which is like the perfect encapsulation of where self-development meets style. Let me read to you what enclothed cognition is if you've never heard of it. So, enclothed cognition illustrates how clothing impacts human cognition based on the co-occurrences of its symbolic meaning and the physical wearing of the attire. The term was coined by two researchers, I am not going to say their names because I don't want to butcher them, who exhibited the phenomenon with an experiment done in 2012 using white lab coats. And the current research provides initial support for our enclothed cognition perspective that clothes can have a profound systematic psychological and behavioral consequences for their wearers. Now, if that isn't true, I don't know what is, because that is so true. And I'm going to get into a story about how my clothing was affecting me. I think I've touched on this in a couple of episodes. I mentioned that I did a color analysis, which was life-changing. Highly recommend doing that. So what a color analysis is you go to a professional. I went to a House of Color stylist, and I was typed as a light spring. So for me, that means bright, clear, vibrant colors are best on me. So like not a crisp white, not black. And before I did the color analysis, I was wearing so much black. So many of the photos that I have of myself or I had taken, especially over the last several years, I was wearing black. And it is not my best color. Before I did the color analysis, I started to feel like it was so heavy. It was very stark against my complexion, like just way too bold in the worst way possible. And I did realize that before I did the color analysis. And as you have it, more than half of my closet was black. So there was a problem. There's still a problem because I got rid of literally all but a few things. And by a few things, I mean my loungewear and some pajamas. Maybe eventually I'll get rid of those black items, but the things that I'm wearing out and about, I got rid of all of them, including leggings. You get it, that were black. So as I was going through my closet, I was thinking about this enclothed cognition and how I was feeling around these black items. And some mixed emotions came up for me. They were mostly negative. Like I felt sadness because some of the items I had worn in pregnancy photo shoots when I was pregnant with my daughter. So I was kind of sad to let them go, but also knowing that they do nothing for my complexion. So there was a sadness of like, I should have known better in a way that this wasn't my best color. But a lot of times we gravitate towards black because it's easy, it's slimming, it's quote unquote classic. But I'm here to tell you that regardless of what your season is, and spring is one where black is not an ideal color, is that you will be noticed more and you will likely feel fabulous about yourself if you are not wearing black. So anyway, I was going through my closet, taking out the black items, just really looking at each one and remembering kind of the energy that it gave me. And there was, like I said, there was sadness and there were negative feelings. So there was a little bit of sadness to let them go. And like I said, sadness like, oh my gosh, I should have known, because I have all these pictures of me wearing black during these really special moments. So I just wanted to share that because it got me thinking with this enclothed cognition. Does your outfit weigh you down? Does it lift you up? Think about the color. Think about the different details. What aspects of your clothing do you feel brighten you, lift you up, make you feel powerful, make you feel feminine? Whatever that vibe is that you're wanting to feel, think about what that is when you are getting dressed. And also when you're clearing out your closet, because that can be such a task. It can be really difficult to let things go when you have this attachment to them. But when you can look at your clothing in terms of how certain items make you feel, you'll realize just how embodied what you have hanging in your closet just makes a difference. So clearing out our closets is not just about, okay, I'm just taking all this stuff that I don't like or I haven't worn in a year out. We can have these emotional experiences and really let go of the past in a physical way. And it can be very powerful and it can be very, very empowering. And you want to think about when you're going through your closet, if that's something that you're wanting to do, or even when you're getting dressed, think about putting on that outfit. Does that symbolize your past? Does it symbolize your future? Are you going to think positive thoughts in this outfit? So going back to that clothed cognition, it really impacts the way we think, feel, the way that we believe things about ourselves, and the way that we show up. So if, say, I'm putting on a black outfit, I'm not going to show up in new ways that are productive, empowering, positive. It's going to drag me down. It's going to really weigh me down. I'm sure you've heard this saying, when a woman changes her hair, she changes her life. Same goes for style. When a woman changes her style, she changes her life. And I am so passionate about this right now because I am literally going through it right now. I feel like I have nothing, nothing in my closet. I mean, I have things, but it's really not a lot. And I have a lot of loungewear, and I find myself gravitating towards the comfy stuff, and it's just not elevating my mood. It is not making me feel powerful, fully embodied in what I want to feel. And so I'm recognizing this for myself. So I really want to bring it to you. And I will share my shopping journey on my newsletter. So if you want to subscribe to my newsletter, it is absolutely free. I share style finds, mindset tips, free guides, all sorts of fun stuff there that I don't share anywhere else. So I will leave the link in the show notes to sign up for that. But I will be sharing this journey there in my newsletter. So I am looking to really transform myself further. I've done a lot of transformation in my life, but further through my style. So I want to feel successful, glamorous, comfortable, creative. Those are all words that come up for me in how I'm looking to express myself. And these are also the ways that I want to perceive myself. So the relationship you have with yourself and the way that you're dressing is most important. You want to focus on those words that are really authentic and important to you. And then you think about, how do I want the world to see me? Hopefully it's in those same ways that you want to perceive yourself. So if you're throwing on like a t-shirt with a bunch of holes in it and sweatpants and going out to the grocery store, I doubt you're going to feel glamorous, successful, creative. You're going to feel, or I would feel, kind of just like a boring slob. That's how I would feel. And I have done this. I am guilty of this. I am recording this because I need this episode myself. So I have some questions for you to think about further. So think about, like, if you're going through this process and you want to show up differently, you want to change your life, think about your style. Think about the energy that your clothes are bringing you. How do they make you feel? So just a couple of questions. How do you want to behave? Think about that. And what do you want to achieve? Think of all of the things. Maybe there's different outfits for different things. Maybe you have a speech coming up, a professional speech, and you want to achieve a really successful, bomb-ass speech that shows that you know a lot about XYZ subject. Maybe you want to wear like a bold red power suit, or maybe you want to wear a beautiful dress with a blazer on top and it's more feminine. You get what I'm saying? So think about, how do you want to behave? What do you want to achieve? And what do you want to create for yourself? Think about the creativity. How do I want to incorporate these outfits and colors and different styles in how I want to create and then feel? And when you are answering these questions, a great way to do it is to first just visualize, like close your eyes and visualize the answers to each of these questions. Maybe you'll get specific colors that come up, a past outfit that you've worn that was like, wow, I need more of this. Visualize, and that's important, and then write it down. And then just a little tip for you as far as finding these styles, maybe it's really overwhelming for you, is, again, I recommend doing a color analysis so you know what colors look great for you. There's also style analysis that you can do with a House of Color stylist, where you can find out what your personal style is based on your personality, based on your body architecture. So those are options. And then I really love to utilize Pinterest. So what I do is, once I've answered these questions, it's important to answer these first and know what it is you're wanting to achieve, how you want to be known, and how you want to be perceived both by yourself and by others, is to go to Pinterest and literally type in a phrase. Like, say it's woman in a pink power suit. And you could add in tall as well, and it will provide images for you that match that description. So Pinterest is amazing. I like to use those descriptors because I want to find outfits that would flatter me. So I am tall, I am busty, and so something that looks great on somebody who is petite and has a small bust might not look good on me. So use those descriptors as well when you are looking for clothes, and start a board, an inspiration board, or maybe it's several. Maybe you have different buckets of your life where you are wanting to achieve different things and thus dress a little bit differently to be perceived differently. So say you're a mom, you stay at home with your kids, but you are sick of just putting on leggings and a sweatshirt and Uggs every day. I get it. See, this is where I'm at when I'm not working, when I'm just with my daughter. It is very boring to me. I don't feel like myself, and it drags me right back to the past. So I'm looking for ways to elevate my stay-at-home mom when I'm not working, when I'm out with my daughter, outfits. So think about that. So maybe when you're creating Pinterest boards, you could create one for work, you could create one for home, loungewear, you get the gist. So you have these different options, or create one, whatever works best for you. It can be really overwhelming to have many different boards, but highly recommend using those descriptors, knowing what colors suit you, knowing what colors don't suit you, and what styles. It will make shopping so much easier. You will save so much more money this way as well. Just knowing what suits you and knowing how you want to feel, and just saying, no, I'm not going to purchase more leggings. I'm not going to purchase more Uggs. I'm not going to purchase more baggy sweatshirts. So knowing exactly what you want for yourself and what you want your future self to be helps. Knowing your colors helps. So I hope that this was helpful for you. So much wrapped up in this episode. This was so fun. If you enjoyed it, I would love if you would share it with somebody who you think would enjoy it as well. And with that, I will chat with you next week.